You want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
To be brave in this current environment, I think, is to be full of hope and to remember that degradation and oppression are not the last word for anyone.
I think what it means to be brave right now is to show up for each other and to not flinch in the face of how difficult the attacks can be.
These times are scary, but just to have the strength to stand up and say what's right and what isn't right, that's what bravery is, and that's what GLAAD exhibits right now.
Bravery means showing up, not just talking about it, but actually being about it as well.
To be brave means fighting for your communities, especially when you're scared.
Making sure that you stand your ground, that you fully embrace who you are and what you think, while at the same time knowing that this is a moment that requires uncomfortable conversations. I would argue that if you're having a conversation about anything having to do with race, class, sexual orientation, gender, if you're not feeling a little bit uncomfortable, you may not be doing it right.
When I think about being brave, I think about being willing to take a stand even when your voice shakes.
It seems to us that you need to have empathy to be brave, because being brave for yourself is one thing, but being brave for others is really what it matters.
Patience, fortitude, determination not to give in to despair.
A lot of times we face a lot of losses, and it takes bravery to get beyond that loss, put aside the resentment that you have because of that loss, and then distill out of that the knowledge that will take you to the next step, and then you can use that knowledge for the next experience.
But sometimes it's just simply getting up in the morning and facing the day.
I don't actually feel like a very brave person as an individual, despite the fact that I'm trans and I live in the world. I think what being brave is for me is about raising our 3 children, being married, being a queer couple, voting, and just basically showing up for life.
Brave is always good, but what I need now is persistence, to keep the faith, to really hang on to the part of myself that believes that the darkness will never overcome the light.
I can't help but think of one of my heroes, Audre Lorde, when she said, "When I dare to be powerful, when I use my strength in service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid."
Then you go first?
You go first.
I think being brave for me means acknowledging your limitations, acknowledging your knowledge gaps, knowing that you don't know everything and being very conscious of that, and having a sort of a humble nature about that. I think that's important. That's being brave, is knowing what you don't know.
What it means to be brave is to continue being an out, queer, transgender man living with HIV. It also means, for me, being vulnerable and owning my white privilege and being actively anti-racist and lifting up and supporting people of color.
I think being brave, especially in 2018, and being an LGBTQ+ person, is to acknowledge that there are many political forces that are working against you, that are trying to take your rights away, that are trying to delegitimize you, and they're trying to vilify you, and to understand all that and just be yourself anyway.
Well, I think in this day, we are the people creating a more perfect union, a United States and a world in which all of us have equal opportunity and access to opportunity.
If we are strong and relentless and generous and kind and true to our ideals and our vision for equality for all, we will win.